Welcome to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. This is the Miami Heat post-game show. The Miami Heat won against the Detroit Pistons 106-98. The Miami Heat are now 2-1, and thank God they were able to pull this off in that fourth quarter. Overall, a good game for the Miami Heat. They held the Detroit Pistons to only 98 points. So defense played relatively well throughout the game. Not so much in the first quarter. Cade Cunningham was amazing in that first quarter, and he hit 3 3-pointers and had like 2 or 3 assists in that first quarter as well. He was doing anything and everything and getting to the paint, finishing at the rim, and we were able to slow him down eventually, especially in the second half. We had Haywood Highsmith guarding Cade, and I think he finished with 24 points after starting the first quarter with 13 points. So big win for the Miami Heat. Like I said, defensively, they did well, held the Detroit Pistons to 38% from the field. They did shoot really well in the fourth quarter. Jaden Ivey hit some big threes at the end to keep it close, but ultimately the Miami Heat were able to win. The Pistons shot 37% from three. They hit 14 threes, so not too bad. They had 16 turnovers, so the Miami Heat did a really good job in terms of the turnover battle. So the Heat only had 9 turnovers, which is great. Anytime you have under double-digit turnovers, that's huge. 16 for the Pistons, not great. The Heat were active again throughout the game defensively, especially you saw in that fourth quarter with all those steals by Jaime Jaquez and Haywood Highsmith. The Heat ended up with 14 steals in that game, which is wonderful. So if the Miami Heat can get 14 steals per game, that's going to be huge for the Miami Heat. Also, the assists, the Miami Heat, again, not in the fourth quarter, but the ball movement was amazing in the first quarter, especially between Tyler and Terry Rozier. They were getting everybody else involved. So 24 assists for the Miami Heat. So good ball movement. I'm going to pause real quick as I'm going to send the link to Martell and Trent so they can hop in to the post game. 1 second, guys. I'm going to email it to you guys. All right, just sent it. Okay, so Chino, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. The Miami are 2-1, baby. Yes, we beat the Pistons, even though they're horrible. Now they're 0-4. A win's a win. I'll take it. But I'm also just hoping one day we can actually get a blowout victory against a horrible team. We didn't even cover the spread tonight. I mean, we were favored by 8.5, so we just missed it. But still, like, can't we just win a game by a blowout, especially against these horrible teams in the East? Chino also says the Bucks can't never. Did they lose to the Celtics today? I didn't see the box. We got Tano. What's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Good to get a win, but all offseason fans were arguing with me when I said Bam is not a superstar. So far, he looks like a role player. Yeah, we'll get into that when we get to the box score and talk about each player individually. But yeah, Bam, overall, he's good defensively, but yeah, not offensively what we want. We got Martell just hopping on now. You can find Martell at the Miami Heat Zone podcast. And then, of course, we got everyone's favorite. We got Trent. You can find him at the Miami Heat Network. What's up, boys?
Yo,
How are you guys doing?
bro, let's go Heat. We're 2-1, baby.
Yeah, man, that was an interesting game, right? I mean, that it was mainly because of the third quarter. The Heat scored 14 points in the third quarter, allowing the Detroit Pistons to come back. We're up by 11 or 12 at halftime. I think 11. They went on this like 9-0, 10-0 run, and the Miami Heat did what they do all the time in the third quarter, and they shit the bed. But ultimately, the Heat started off the fourth quarter with a 12-0 run, which was huge to regain that lead, which was good. But then, of course, it's a game of runs. Detroit went on an 8-0 run themselves, and then we almost had a clutch game, but still, we won. What are your thoughts on the game, Martel?
Bro, it's that third quarter. I mean, I don't know what Eric Spoelstra has to do. I mean, it's kind of a shame that we're in year 6 because think about it. We're here struggling to beat the Pistons, and bro, this Eastern Conference is no joke. The Boston Celtics, they're there. Trent has been absolutely 110% right about the Orlando Magic. Like, yes, it's still early, but we got to get this ball rolling. We got to be able to not necessarily blow out teams by 30, but we have to have an efficient offense. But overall, like I said, it's not the cleanest win, but a win is a win in my book.
Yeah, man. And we'll talk about Orlando in a bit for a second,
And
Trent,
yes,
because we saw what Paolo did tonight. Almost that triple double, 50 points,
the Bucks are
13
one and
boards,
three.
nine rebounds. What's up?
That the Bucks are one, bro. The Bucks are fraudulent as hell.
They are fraudulent as hell.
I keep
Trent,
telling people they traded the wrong. They should have traded Middleton. They traded the wrong guy.
Yo, yo,
yeah, they needed to keep Drew.
let's
He was
go, man. Listen, I told you, man. I'm happy with a W. I'm happy with being 2-1. These are must-win games, of
Yep.
course. Jimmy Butler finally doing his thing, man. Efficient, 7 for 11, 9 for 11 at the free throw line, 7 assists, 5 steals. I can't complain about that. Yeah, I mean, Tyler and Terry are doing their thing this year, even though Tyler wasn't efficient. But they still did their thing. Like I said before, I think the bench is a problem, and I don't know how they fixed that. I said that I think yesterday or the other day, whatever. And can we? And I don't want to be negative Nancy because I'm happy we won, but can we talk about Bam real quick? Like, what's going on? I thought Bam's a superstar.
No, that is very true. I don't know what the hell is going on, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, dude, Bam Adebayo looks. I don't want to say awful, but I mean, this dude is like mid. He's just
He
mid.
he looks tired to me, to be honest with you.
don't give me that tired shit. He's 26 years old. Yeah,
No, no, no.
27.
Listen,
No, no,
listen. I
no.
agree with you. I agree with you. But listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. When your body tired, your body tired. It is what it is. He
But
looks
that's why.
sluggish.
But that's why you don't play in the Olympics. I hate
I
when people
agree.
in the
I
Olympics.
agree. He looks sluggish out there. It's like, listen, I'm not saying that he's tired to the point where he can't play for the rest of the season. I'm not saying that. It's just that like when you look at Tyler, when you look at Terry, when you look at Jimmy, they look energized, they look bouncy. Bam, I haven't really seen much from Bam like that.
He's just
Yeah,
not fitting in. It just doesn't seem like offensively he's fitting in right now because
That too.
we're running it through Terry and Tyler. They're doing the dribble penetration, which they did in the first half. You saw Tyler when he was getting to the rim, then he was getting double teamed or there was a rotation and he was swinging the ball. He found Jovic with an assist for one of the threes, not the first one he airballed, but then he found Terry and he found a few other guys. So like they're more involved. Jimmy obviously is going to slow the game down and get his. Bam is just like running through the motions right now. Like he played great overall, but he's our second best player. He was supposed to take that leap offensively. He was supposed to take more 3-point shots, be more aggressive. Only 9 shots today, 5 for 9. That's great. 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Defensively, he did everything. But again, offensively, like he's not. It's not even. Are you going to take that leap, Bam? Which we thought he could because of the 3-point shot. But it's like he's averaging 12 points per game. It's only 3 games, but still, it's like he's not even averaging the 20 points per game, 19 points per game, which he's been doing for the last 4 seasons, 5 seasons in a row. So that is concerning to me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but I mean, at least we're 2-1. And the first
that's
loss
the
mainly
part.
was because of the Turk quarter against the Magic, right? That 38-19 quarter also. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts, Trent?
No, I mean, like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy we're 2-1, and like I said, we needed to win this game, and we got to win our next game. And then we'll see what happens with the Knicks. Because when you look at the schedule, like we play the Wizards next. I mean, that should be a win, even though
Yep.
the Wizards just won today. But I mean, that should be a win. We start the season 3-1. That's where you want to be. My concern is a little bit too, though. Is like how if we start off with a good record and Bam continues to keep playing like this, when we go in the postseason, can we like compete against good teams? With Bam playing like how he's playing.
Yeah, but I
It's
don't see him playing like that the whole season, Trent. Though, you know what I
I mean,
mean?
dude. I mean, bro. You said if your body's tired, your body's tired, bro.
No, I understand that, but I just, bro, like think about it. Like if we're at, if we're going into game 4, you're telling me that Bam is gonna play terrible the whole season?
No, I'm not saying that, but I mean the lack of shot attempts. But like that's like we complained about that last year about him not being aggressive, and he's being less aggressive this year. So you can it's about sluggish, but also the lack of shot attempts. I think we came into this year like expecting Bam to take a lot more 3-pointers, be a little bit more like averaging 20 plus 20. Bro, Bam should average 25 and 10. I really think he could, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to be negative Nancy. We won. That's all that matters.
Not on this team though. He can't 25 and 10 for him is hard just because when you have,
Yes, he has to be
especially
the
when you have
number one
Gary
guy.
and Tyler and Jimmy like
Bro,
taking all those
those
shots, it's not possible.
Bam's the number one guy on this team. Yes, he is, bro.
Not
Yes.
offensively, obviously. He's never been the number
He
one guy
should be though.
offensively.
But he should be. When you look
You
at these,
shouldn't. You shouldn't. He's showing you he's not. He's not KD. He's not like an
exactly,
elite.
that's
He's
the
not an
problem.
elite type of
Look,
scorer. So
Amir and Martell. Look at Paulo Banchero. He just dropped 50 plus points. The dude is averaging like 25 points a game this year, bro.
he's
Look at
he's a better scorer than Bam. He was the
okay,
number one
I'm just
overall
naming
pick.
these
Come on.
players that play the forward center position and they're dominating. Look at Anthony Davis. Look at Jokic. Why can't so like how can we say Bam's a top 10 center or forward when he doesn't perform like this? Because he doesn't perform like AD, he doesn't perform like Jokic. How can we say he's top 10 and he's not even playing like a top 10 right now? How can we say that? Because his defense?
I
Yes.
agree.
Yes. Basketball's a two-way game. It's about his
Yes,
passing.
it's
It's
a
about his
two-way game.
defense.
But
It's about his
Amir, you gotta
rebounding. Like, what
realize,
are you
though,
talking about?
Amir,
No,
hold up.
but Trent is right, Amir, because you see D Wade, Alonzo Mourning, and Pat and Spo, they up here uplifting him. First of all, we don't talk about this enough. The fact that he didn't want to be team captain, that alone is a problem to me. Because D Wade last night, oh, he's the cornerstone. When you say that he's a cornerstone, that means franchise guy. I'm
Yep.
not saying he has to come out here and drop 30 a game, but Trent is right. There should be no regression in his game. He should be continuing to average 20 and 10, 25 and 10, putting up solid numbers. We know that he has to do everything defensively, so I'm not going to hold him to the standards of AD and all these other guys because they don't have the same responsibility as Bam. But there's no way in hell that Bam Adebayo is going to be out there giving us 8 and 8 and 10 and 10. No, he's from what they're telling me. He's the franchise guy. He's the guy. He's the next guy to hold the torch. Think about it. UD said the same. UD gave him the torch. That's what they're saying. They're crowning him already. D Wade said, "I don't want to be the only one carrying this thing. I don't want to be the only guy up here." And they're crowning Bam. They made Bam the captain over Jimmy. I know a lot of people are say, "Oh, but the best player doesn't have to be the captain." In my opinion, the best player should be the captain. That's how it runs.
And Amir, listen, let's be honest. We always gonna be Heat fans. Jimmy's not gonna be here forever. Bam's gonna be here forever. So if we're gonna like look in the future, that's another question too. Can Bam be the number one guy? I don't think he's a number one guy, but I mean, if Paulo Bank and I get it, Paul, I don't want to keep comparing Paulo because Paulo's skill set's a little bit different than Bam, but
100%.
like Bam needs to just show up, and hopefully it's just early. He's just trying to
Yeah.
get everybody involved. But I mean, each game though, I'm not seeing like each game you should improve. I don't see that.
I feel you. I mean, we're just getting used to this Terry and Tyler backcourt, and they're the ones that we're running the offense through them. It's been looking good so far, but I 100% agree. He needs to step up. It's early in the season. He needs to be our franchise leader. He also, Trent, not to say this will happen, but he might not be here forever too. Because if we can't, once Jimmy leaves, we don't know how this season's going to end up. But if it goes awry for some reason, and we lose Jimmy Butler, he leaves, doesn't pick up his option next season, goes somewhere else in free agency, or we trade him at the trade deadline, and then we don't get any help for Bam, then or we can't get one of his friends, like we miss out on De'Aaron Fox or whoever. Maybe Bam will say, "Okay, we can't get anybody here. I'm going to go play with one of my friends somewhere else." So who knows? Anything can happen at this point. But I agree with you. Let's look at the comments real quick. We'll go through the box too as well to talk about some of the guys individually. But Duncan Robinson. So Chino saying, "I've given up on Duncan. There will be no tears if he gets traded." What is up with him, man? Like he had a couple big threes in the game, but just he's not looking as good as he did last year in terms of like the dribble penetration and the distribution and the playmaking. I don't know. Do you think his back is still acting up, or I don't know what it is, but just like his shot has not been falling. Again, it's only 3 games, but he hasn't been shooting lights out for like the last 3 or 4 seasons now in a row, right? Where you're shooting 42, 43% or whatever it was. What are your thoughts on Duncan?
I don't want to see him back next year.
They're not going to pick up his option at this point, right? The partial guarantee or whatever. They might just let him go.
Duncan is too streaky for me, and I feel like how long has he been with the Miami Heat? Isn't this his year 6 too?
Fifth, yeah,
Fifth,
5 or 6.
yeah. He's had only his first year and last year. Those are his only good years with the Miami Heat. Yeah, my man gotta go.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what
Jay
I mean?
Rich is going to take a spot. I mean, right when he comes back at this rate, it's going to be Burks and Jay Rich kind of getting those Duncan minutes. I'm
I don't
assuming.
understand why Burks isn't playing. Once again, I love Spo, But Burks has been absolutely phenomenal in transition. He's been getting steals. How is Burks not playing and he's hitting all his shots and playing defense? I understand that they're gonna trust Duncan, but listen, he's an established veteran, and from what I've been seeing, he's been nothing but buckets these past few games.
Yeah, Spo is going to tinker all season long. Like, there are going to be injuries. We know that for a fact. We're going to see some of the younger guys come in. We're going to see Jay Rich obviously come in if Duncan continues to play bad. Alec Burks, he only got 9 minutes, didn't take more than one shot, so 0 points. But even Duncan, I mean, he played 60 minutes, which is not a crazy amount. Hawkes and Highsmith got the most minutes. And I mean, Hawkes didn't even, or Jaime did, or excuse me, Jaime Haywood didn't even play last game against the Hornets, and he played 21 minutes, only 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but he looked good out there, especially defensively. He got 21 minutes, so him and Jaime were the main guys off the bench, but that can change when Kevin Love comes back too. So we're a deep team. We haven't even seen any of the guys play, like any of the Kalel or Pele or Kashads or any of those guys outside of the garbage time against the Magic. So anyway, um, going into that Terry Tyler backcourt, Rozier backcourt, Martel, how do you think they look today? What are your thoughts on that experiment so far? Because there's a lot of questions going into the season whether that backcourt could work together. So
Their defense is never going to be perfect, but to be honest, like I said, I think it's been pretty solid in terms of Tyler has definitely matured in terms of he's picking his shots. He's not, taking all these wild shots. He's playing within the offense. Obviously, his defense and Terry's defense will never be perfect, like I said before, but I think it's actually pretty solid compared to what we thought it was going to be. Absolutely terrible. But then at the same time, I'm looking at all the matchups. I don't really care about these games right now. These games right now mean nothing to me because we're not really playing the best of the best. I want to see what we look like against the Knicks, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, Philadelphia 76ers. I'm looking at those matchups where Terry and Tyler, they're going to have to be playing defense, but then also, too, they're going to really have to score the ball. Jimmy, he can always find himself within the offense because as you see, probably around the third, fourth quarter, he really starts to get going. It's kind of like what Trent said earlier. It's Bam. We're really going to need Bam to really rile that up. But in terms of Tyler and Terry, I think they've been solid.
they have been. I mean, they chucked up 24 threes together tonight. Tyler was 3 for 12. That kind of screwed up his efficiency. I think probably only like 3 of them were probably tough, not the best threes. I mean, Terry, every shot he takes is like a sidestep kind of fadeaway type 3-point shot. So his are always difficult. That degree of difficulty is always going to be there, but at least Tyler is not doing that as well. So we don't have two guys taking those crazy circus shots. So Tyler was inefficient tonight, even though he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 for 20, but a lot of his misses were threes and a lot of them were good open shots. But him and Terry hit some big threes early on in that first half, especially. They had 28 points combined. Third quarter, the whole team freaking sucked, 14 points only. They had 2 points combined, but then in the fourth quarter, Terry hit 2 big threes. Both were assisted by Tyler Hero, and Tyler hit 1 clutch three as well with like 3 or 4 minutes to go as well. So I'm happy with them. But Jimmy, after that first game, I was worried, honestly. Like, I was like, what the hell is going on? 3 points, like that was wild.
No, but I'm on his helmet.
That was bad, but
No,
he's
but
stepped
I'm on
up.
his helmet, though. No. I'm on his helmet because you got to understand why did D Wade say what he said last night
What do you say?
he said that a house divided can't stand, and he said that twice. Now you could say, oh well, you're looking too deep into it. No. The Miami Heat are never divided. So why did he say that twice last night? That's weird to me. Listen, how is this man going to run up around? He's going to run around here and talk about money. And listen, because Amir, you're going to say, oh, well, he got it together. People don't understand. That's how we lose games because Jimmy be playing from quarter 1 to 3, playing around. And then guess what? We run out of time in the fourth. That, to me, that's not building good habits. Jimmy Butler is the one that has to start this game off. Every game off, setting the tone. Whenever you see Jimmy Butler setting the tone, everyone else falls in line.
He's letting the game come to him, but I agree. I think set the tone at the beginning.
Absolutely.
He was being a little more passive in the first, and then second quarter he picked it up, and then third quarter was the same as well. He was distributing the ball really well. He was getting to the paint a lot, and there was times where I was hoping he would put up a basket in the paint, but he was kicking it out to like a Jaime or a Hayward or even a Thomas Bryant. So he definitely is picking his quarters. But again, he's 35 years old. So I mean, this might be the fourth.
No, I don't want to hear that because he won $50 million. You see what I'm saying? Like we can't have it. But I'm saying, Trent. No. Listen, we can't have it both ways, Amir. We cannot have it both ways. I'm not saying he has to come out there and have 20 points in the first quarter, but this whole thing where he got 3 points and we're in the fourth quarter, we need to win the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that we're nitpicking here, but that's just me, man. He got to set the tone from the beginning, especially when you see Bam looking sluggish.
For real. So what are your
Tyler
thoughts on
Terry
Jimmy?
can only do so much.
Yep. What's your thoughts on Jimmy though, Trent? How do you think he's going to show up on was it Wednesday against the Knicks? That's going to be the biggest early season test, right?
They better be ready.
I think Jimmy been fine this year outside of that first game, man. I mean, like I said, been efficient. He was clutch against the Hornets. Saw it tonight. It's just the thing about Jimmy is like, I think we know he's Jimmy, but like he just has to be more like into the games and more consistent. Like I get it. You want to get your teammates involved and stuff like that, but like Amir's like Martel says, like 3 points in a quarter, like heading into the fourth or some dumb stuff like that, or like even 8 or 10, like that's just kind of crazy to me, man. Like I don't like that type of stuff. But I think Jimmy's fine this year. I think honestly, you haven't really heard me talk much about Jimmy outside of the first game and Tyler. Like I think I'm one of Tyler's biggest haters, but I haven't talked bad about them. It's just Bam. Like I think it's kind of crazy to think like I think the team's fine right now. I think our bench is terrible. But yeah, I think Jimmy's fine right now. He's good. We'll see what he does against McHale and OG because he tends to struggle. But and then also a Nagy Josh Hart.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean,
yeah.
And the Knicks haven't been winning much this year with their new team. So, like I said, this Miami Heat team struggles against bad teams. Like I just never understood it, but it is what it is at this point.
Yep, especially 2 seasons ago when we lost 9 games to like the bottom feeders. So we cleaned that up a little bit last year, but yeah, we never blow out the bad teams and we lose to the bad teams. And then at least 2 seasons ago as well, more so than last year, Jimmy would show up against those top teams, right? But last year, Jimmy and the Heat were terrible against all the top 4 teams in the East and West. Do you remember? I forgot the record, whatever the hell it was. But it was like 2-16 or something insane last year. So again, we took care of business these last 2 games against 2 of the worst teams in the East. I mean, the Pistons are 0-4 now.
Yeah, so, but that's good though. That it's good signs. That's a good sign. I'm telling you, it's a good sign. Like so I know everybody thinks I'm negative Nancy, but I just can't. The thing about when you do content and YouTube, you can't just be always positive, because when you're just always positive, now you're just lying to your supporters and fans, because it's not always good in Miami. It's really just simple as that. But some people are gonna say whatever they want to say. They just want to hear all positive when we all know there's a lot of problems with this team.
Simple. Yep. We'll see what happens too. We'll see with the health, because right now we got our 4 guys. Even if Bam's not playing good offensively, he's still playing good all around in general. So hopefully he can clean this shit up and not average 12 points per game for the first, week of the NBA season. So, but otherwise, Jimmy's looking good now. Terry and Tyler, that's looking good for now. Bam needs to step up, but again, he's doing other things. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna run
besides the Wizards and the Knicks. What else? Who else were you playing after that? We had the Wizards, Knicks, and then who else?
Hold on, I get the schedule up for you right now. We play the Knicks, Wizards, Kings, Suns, Nuggets, Timberwolves. So we have a tough stretch.
Yeah.
So look, let me tell you something. These games right here are going to tell me a lot. You're going to go against a fast-paced Kings team. You're going to go against a Suns, a Nuggets, a Timberwolves, and Knicks. So you're playing against 1, 2, 3. You're playing against 5 out of 6 teams that are good.
Playoff teams. Playoff teams, you can assume, in the West, most of them too. So
Let me say we should at least be, bro. We should at least be 4-1 though, because we'll probably drop it to Denver. We always drop it to Denver, unfortunately. But I think everybody else is beatable.
Martel, let me tell you something.
That Kings team too is nasty.
No, Denver's bad this year. Denver's really bad. They just
they cooking your boy though. You know
why?
Because
right? Your boy
they
can
cooking
shoot.
him.
You know what's crazy?
Him,
How is it? How? Yo, hold on. Let me say something real quick. How? You know what's? I never understood this. Russ is a role player who is washed up. How does he get all the blame when their star players are struggling? Jamal Murray's struggling. Michael Porter Jr. is struggling. Aaron Gordon is struggling. And they're like, it's Russ's fault. Nigga, I mean, yeah, I mean, dude, it's like, it don't make sense to me, like, how he gets every single, it's his fault when LeBron and AD are struggling. Oh, it's Russ's fault. You know what I mean? It's like it don't make sense to me, but whatever. Listen, the Denver Nuggets are not a good team this year. They can't play defense. They just struggled against the Raptors today. They just won by 2 points in overtime, but they were losing by 11. They're losing by 16 pretty much the whole game. And then the Knicks are struggling too. It's not like the Knicks are struggling. They lost today to the Cavaliers.
You know why though, right? You know why, right?
Yeah, of course. But look though, listen. I know the Cavaliers are a joke to us, but they're 4-0, so that's something.
No, hold on, wait. But let's kind of break this down because you said a lot right there. Bro, now I know why Jamal Murray never went to an All-Star. Where is he? He is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, no, nowhere.
He is nowhere to be found. And then also too, remember they started off this season with Mike Malone and the front office beefing. We don't know about what, but I know they were beefing. Okay, then let's go to the Knicks. The Knicks, they messed up by doing that trade because they gave away all their glue guys. People want to talk crap about Randall, but Randall is a very good regular season player for the Knicks. He was carrying that team with Brunson. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, Mikal can shoot.
Mikal, yeah, he can't shoot, but then you also have DiVincenzo. He was a solid dog, bro. He's a dog for them.
And a good defender.
And a good defender. And then Hardenstein too. Hardenstein was a dog for them too.
That's a big loss.
No,
right? And Mitchell Robinson's hurt, who's one of their best rebounders and shot blockers as well. So that's a loss too.
I think Hardenstein was the biggest loss out of them, and Dante D. But yeah, I mean, look, and then you can nitpick a lot of these teams, right? The Timberwolves still don't look right. And then we got the Suns. So the Suns look okay, but they're getting destroyed by the Lakers right now by 50.
What? So, Lakers are gonna go 4-0? God damn.
Listen, that's called JJ Redick.
Well, they're not losing, but actually I lied. The Suns just came back. The Lakers were up 26-8. Now it's 34-23. So they kind of
they're playing the Suns again already, huh? They played them last time, right? Or 2 weeks or 2 games ago?
They played them a couple days ago and stuff. Yeah, I'm tight.
Redick is coaching up that team.
The Wizards sold me, man, because I put $20 for 1,000. Every single team won besides the Wizards.
Wait, but Trent. So to answer your question about the Cavs.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
No. They're fraudulent because listen, at the end of the day, what's that dude? The dude like with the fro again? What's his name again?
Jared Allen.
Your center? He said the lights got too bright for him in the playoffs. Red flag. Okay? Donovan Mitchell's gonna do the same thing he did last year. Carry them, and then boom, his body's gonna break down. Because no one on that team
stepping up though. Gotta give him credit.
No, it's early. These guys, they always fall apart.
And you're saying it's early for that, but it's not early for Denver starting off slow and all these other players starting off slow.
No.
Come on.
Denver's been playing ass since last year.
It's early.
And Trent is right. They're blaming everything on Russ, and he just got there when Jamal Murray is nowhere to be found. Okay, their whole roster. Where is Aaron Gordon? Where is Michael Porter Jr.? Trent is right. They're
it's 3 games. It's 3 games, though. Where are they? Come on, yeah. And you're saying is JJ Redick going to win Coach of the Year for winning 3 games?
No, but they're blaming. No, but they're blaming Russ for everything, and he just got there, and they've been playing bad since last year.
Yeah, you can't blame it on what was he the buyout or not? Was he a buyout or a free agent?
Yes.
Like minimum veteran?
He was like a buyout.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't blame him. Like that's stupid. He's obviously not the reason. They're blaming him.
But what I'm talking about with the Cavs, I do not believe in the Cavs.
Listen,
because it happens every year. Donovan Mitchell carries them. They are one of the best regular season teams. Donovan Mitchell dropping 40 in the regular season 20 times throughout the regular season, and then his body breaks down. It happens every year.
Yep.
His body breaks down every single year around the playoffs because he's carrying them.
100%. For sure. We'll
So
see what
they're a
happens.
good regular season team for sure. Now, a lot of these teams, they're definitely going to get it together. I think Milwaukee is done.
Yeah,
It's over with
Milwaukee's
them.
weird. They fired
It's
Adrian
over
Griffin, who had a good
for no
record, to
reason.
bring in
For no reason.
Doc Rivers.
Fraudulent Doc Rivers.
And I mean,
But
Giannis is getting hurt every year, also, especially in the playoff time.
But
Like,
why do you think?
he's missed playoff games all the time. I mean,
Because
Dame
he's
is
carrying
old.
them.
Yeah, Dame's looking good right now, but he's also 35. Like, and then
That's called
Middleton's
karma.
cooked. Middleton's knee is cooked, and
That's called karma.
they're
They
not
should have
deep
never.
enough. How's
They
Lopez
shoulda-
been playing? I haven't been following.
That team is cooked. That team is cooked, Amir. They should have never have poked their nose in our business. They should have never have traded Drew Holiday. They should have kept him, and they should have traded Middleton. Bro, his body's been broke down for the past 2-3 seasons. Where is he? His body has been broke down, and he has 2 lower body injuries. That
Yeah, he's
team is
done.
cooked.
His
And then
knees
look
are
at their
done.
bench: Gary Trent Jr. What's that other guy? Delon? I'm sorry. Giannis has to do all the work, just like how Donovan Mitchell has to do all the work during the regular season, and then their bodies break down.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, that's one less team we have to worry about. As long as the Heat just get this top 6, that's all that matters for now. I would say just stay healthy, be in the running for the top 6, avoid the play-in for the 3rd season in a row. That would be huge. I'm gonna run through the comments before we close, boys. Is there anything else you guys want to cover?
It's gonna be, bro. It's gonna be Heat and Celtics again, bro. Like I said, I know it's early. I know a lot of things can happen, but unless the only team that I fear after the Knicks, after the Celtics, is the Knicks because they have a lot of bodies to throw at Jimmy Butler.
I'm not worried about the Knicks because the Knicks are the Knicks. They haven't won since the 70s. So
No,
And-
yeah, but they're a well coached team, and like I said, it's about the defenders that they have. Their offense is shaky because everything runs through Brunson, and that's a good and a bad thing. But the bodies that they have, OG, Mikal Bridges, that's what I'm talking about. Like Jimmy Butler, like certain games, he can't do that whole thing where he only has 5 points. Because we got lucky with that tonight because we're playing the Pistons. But if you're playing a really good team, having 3 points going into the 4th quarter, the game is done. You see what I'm saying? The game is done.
he didn't have 3 points going into the 4th quarter. What are we talking about today?
Yeah. Didn't he have that? No, I'm sorry. That was the other day. I'm sorry.
No. I was like, he didn't score 23 points in the 4th quarter. That would have been crazy.
No, not 23 points in the 4th quarter. I said 3 points. My bad. Or however much he had. I'm just saying, like, that lollygagging that he's doing, you can't do that like against the good teams. But we'll see. Trent is right. It's still early, and there's a lot of stuff that they got to work out. But we'll see.
For sure. All right, I'm going to run through the comments, boys. I don't know if you guys want to stay on while I go through this, but is there anything
go
else?
ahead.
So, yeah, Knicks. So, Van Lee, what's up, Van Lee? Hope you're doing good tonight. Knicks soft, Yankees getting swept. I would love to see the Yankees get swept, even though I don't love and follow baseball that closely. But I hate the Dodgers more than I hate the Yankees. So, I'm pissed that the Dodgers are going to win. And that sucks, Trent, because that's your team right there. So, I don't know if you have any comments on that as I go through.
The Dodgers are cheaters. They buy they buy players to win.
That's funny. That's funny coming from a Yankees fan. But yeah, more recently, that's their formula. So screw the Dodgers. Yeah,
And they're trying to sign Soto next year too. So
of course they're going to. So Tano says Terry and Tyler are carrying the offense. They did tonight, which was huge. Van Lee, good night. Hope you have a good night. Hydro Wilson says no. Hawkes is trash. Hawkes is trash. I thought he played pretty well tonight off the bench. 12 points.
Honestly, I'm not gonna say he's trash, but I need a little bit more, and that's just me putting his expectations up a little bit more.
He'll be fine.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I think I just need to see a leap. I'm not seeing a leap. That's all.
Not yet.
But he's also playing his role. I mean, you know what I mean? All right, like last year he was thrusted in a lot more compared to this year. I mean,
when Jimmy was out those 20 games, you remember Christmas.
Jimmy, Tyler, Bam, Terry. Like, there's a lot of guys compared to the beginning of last season where, it was a little bit more shaky.
Yeah, you saw what he did on Christmas Day against the Sixers when he had 30, right? And I went to the game. I live in San Francisco. I went to the Sacramento Kings game, and I saw Jaime there when Jimmy was out, and everybody was out except for him and Bam, and he dominated too. So I agree with you, though, Trent. I feel you. I know what you're saying though right now, but there's plenty of time. So
But don't you think they should be playing through Bam? Now, I'm not saying that the offense should be focalized 110% just through him, but I think they should really be playing through Bam. Because Terry and Tyler, they can get their stuff off regardless. They should really be forcing Bam. That's the only thing that I liked about Kyle Lowry. When he threw Bam the ball and he tried to throw it back, Kyle Lowry said, "Hell no." You see what I'm saying? Like, they got to be able to. That's probably one of the biggest things. Because Trent is right, bro. Bam got to be better, but they got to start the game off. Like I said about Jimmy, they got to set the tone. So they should be playing through Bam, getting Bam good looks, getting Bam some lobs and stuff like that to get him going.
I mean, they're trying to play a 5-out offense, not pick and roll. So I mean, like, the way you activate Bam is through that pick and roll with Terry or Tyler to get him downhill. You're not going to throw it to him in the low post. He's not the best low post.
No, I ain't saying just
player,
throw it to him in the low post, but I'm just saying just playing through him, period.
No, I know, but then I mean that's just taken away from, I guess, the new offensive philosophy. We're never going to go away from pick and roll, obviously, but yeah, maybe get him some more pick and roll spots, right? Or get him at the above the break, top of the key, 3-pointer, right? Like, get the big out there so you can take him off the dribble, play face up. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure Spo's going to have some games where we'll try to highlight him based on matchups. Tato says they said all offseason Bam is not a superstar and fans didn't want to hear it. Didn't you have that argument about Bam as a superstar or not? I don't know. Did we have that argument, Martel? I forgot this offseason. Which
Like
way
I
were you
said,
arguing?
nobody has the responsibilities that Bam has. Everybody on every other team that's a superstar, all they have to focus on is scoring the basketball. They don't have to worry about anything. And like I said, if you go roster for roster, player for player, all I have to say is Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but you guys were saying earlier, how's he considered a top 10 guy, whatever,
No,
compared to Jokic and all them?
I wouldn't
Now
say
you're
he's a
defending
top.
him? Come on, you guys are flip flopping.
No. He's a top 5 center easily. Is he playing under his potential right now? Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could still have both. You can have a guy that's playing below his potential. But we gonna call it out. You see what I'm saying? Please tell me who is better at the center position besides Jokic and Joel Embiid. Even Joel Embiid, he's fraudulent.
AD
He can
right
never.
now.
He's never on the court.
AD when he's
Yes,
engaged and
yes,
healthy, 100% look what he's
yes,
doing right now. But
yes,
yes, they're the
absolutely.
4 best in the league. He's top 5, top 4.
Absolutely.
Hey, look
He's
at this,
just playing
Martel.
like ass right now.
Look at Van Lee's. You said Bam was tired. He looks
Bam
sluggish,
looks like
right?
he's having seconds.
Making love to the stallion is draining. Who knows, Van Lee? That could be it. Van Lee says Cat is fouling out
bro.
regular season games. Hawks losing to the Wizards. The East is in shambles. What are you trying to say?
Bro, Trent is right. That's why I don't like that whole Olympics thing. Because, bro, when you play a long season, bro, 82 games, I know that you're gonna say, Amir, oh, but this, that, and the third, but it's just too much basketball, bro. It's just too much basketball, bro. Obviously, they need to rest. I mean, he still had a good month off before training camp, but I don't know.
So Tano says Bam has not been our second best player. I would say Terry and Tyler have been leading the charge, and I don't know how far we can get like that. That's facts. If this Miami Heat team wants to get far, Martel, you're right. We need to get him more involved offensively. He needs to step up and go back to his general averages, like I said earlier. Like, don't average 10, 12 points per game. Get back to your 20 at minimum. That's baseline,
20
right?
and 10. 20
That's
and 10 is baseline.
That's your baseline, and get back to that like in the next few weeks, right? Get 25 this next game. Get 22. Get 19. Get back into that range, and then you have plenty of time, like you said, 82 long.
But I'm gonna tell you this, Amir.
What's that?
Nobody is helping him in terms of Thomas Bryant. Horrible. Jovic, I think he's decent. He's decent,
fine.
And the reason why I said to trade him the other day is because, listen, Trent is right about that. I'm not saying he needs to come out here and do 20 and 10. I'm not saying that. But there's just certain marks that I need to see, and I'm not. Once again, the season is early, but there's certain marks I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing the small leaps. I'm not talking about leaps where you're going from 5 to 20 points, but I don't see the small leaps. Terrible rebounder, and he's 7 foot. That's a problem to me. How are we getting out rebounded like that?
I don't know. I don't think it's all on him, but
It's not all on him, but he's playing a crucial role for this Heat team. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people is that when you look at Bam's roster, Thomas Bryant is horrendous. Horrendous. And then you have Jovic next to him that's kind of iffy. Like, he's not hitting his shots. He's not rebounding. You're a 7-foot guy who can move quick and not rebound. That's a problem to me.
Yeah, he needs to rebound better. I mean, 16 minutes only tonight. He got 4 boards, but we do need to improve in the rebounding battle. That is still our Achilles heel. 54-44 tonight, Martel. So we got out rebounded by 10. They had 19 offensive boards to our 10. Isaiah Stewart was killing us. He's 6'8". I agree with you on that point. So Jovic is looking like a solid role player, but who knows?
I
Again,
wouldn't say solid role player. Decent, because it's like what you said. Like, obviously he's not going to be scoring no 20 points a game because look at the people who he's playing with. So then that means that you should really be rebounding the ball, like hitting those corner threes, like being that good role player, like what you just said. But I have yet to see it. And it's like, how long are we? Yeah, he's 20 years old, but like, how long are we going to wait for him to just play this primetime role?
we don't have many
Because
better options unless
unfortunately,
you want to go small ball.
we don't
You wanna
have
go
time. No, but we don't have the time. You see what I'm saying?
So yeah, he's going to be stuck there because we're not supposed not trusting Ware apparently not yet. So he's trusting Thomas Bryant over him, which is kind of I understand. Kalel's raw, but I'm like, dude, just give him 5 minutes. Don't you give Thomas Bryant 15, give Thomas Bryant 10, and give Kalel 5 and see what he can do and compare the two.
He should have played today, bro.
It's like,
Ware should have played today.
Thomas Bryant is horrible. Thanos' Bam is not good offensively. He has no offensive skill. Bam is not a cornerstone player. The theme here is not a big Bam Adebayo fan. I can see that right now, or he's just upset for him not meeting his potential, and I can understand that. He's a 2-3. Thanos says Paolo and Bam offensively are on the same level. Yep, we were talking about that earlier. Polly King 305 says, "Do you guys see a young guy that you see across the league that you think to yourself that he can fix him?" A young guy that's not playing well, I'm assuming he means. Like a Josh Giddey type player, maybe, right? That needed to get traded to reinvent himself. I don't know. Not on the top of my head. Do you have anything, Martel?
I don't have that one, but I will say I want Fox. I want Fox next to Bam. I want a guy next to Bam that can really, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but if Bam is so good, why do you have to have someone to elevate him? That's not the point. You need a 1-2 punch. You need a good Batman and Robin duo at certain positions. And if you can get a guy like Fox, quick, athletic, he can score at all 3 levels, that pick and roll is, oh my goodness. And like I said, they did play in Kentucky. Those are the type of players that Bam needs to be around. Donovan Mitchell's, Fox, Damian Lillard, those elite guards to where not only can they score all 3 levels, but they can also play make and get Bam involved more and force Bam Adebayo to actually be a better offensive player because he's getting put in the right positions,
100%.
getting easy looks. That's exactly what we need to be looking. And look, every single time I've heard Fox talk, it's never been about money. He's always been talking about winning and what's the team gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's me, and sorry to go off the topic a little bit, but who are you trading for Fox if he's available? Because it's going to be a sign and trade. There's really no more free agents that just walk away from the team like that.
Everybody. If you keep Jimmy somehow and you make it Fox, Jimmy, and Bam, trade everybody. Buy Tyler, buy Jovic, buy Hawkes.
I don't think they'd want Tyler. I think like I said, I don't think people want Tyler like that. Let's just be honest.
We'll see
Nobody
if he
really wants.
If he can stay healthy and play like this, maybe.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying it's like I think that they'd rather go with the Jovic and the Jovic
Hawkes
and
and Terry.
Yeah, like that's
Terry's expiring contract by next year. So Terry has 2 more seasons left. So next year's his last year. So they would get an expiring because even though Terry's 30, he's older than Fox. Fox is 26, 27, same age, 1 year younger than Bam. So we need him. He's a 27-point game scorer. We haven't had that on our team since LeBron James, right? So Jimmy Butler's best season with the Miami, he's like 22 points in the regular season at least. But I would trade a lot of people for De'Aaron Fox as long as we keep Jimmy though. Jimmy would have to like somehow opt in. Maybe Jimmy just picks up his option, right, Martel, and says, then we'll have him on an expiring. And if we can get Fox for a trade package, I'd be willing to do it because then you have that young, dynamic Dame type scorer that you wanted, but someone not as good as Dame technically when he was in his prime, but someone
No, but
more youthful.
can you imagine if Eric Spoelstra gets his hands on someone like that?
With keeping Jimmy and Bam, that would be insane. With keeping Jimmy, right? Of
That's
course.
what people don't understand, Amir. Like every single time Spo was given primetime talent, he never lost. He never fumbled. If he fumbled, it was because the players fumbled.
Right.
Okay, but when we had Ray Allen and Rashad Lewis, which those are high level role players. When Spo had prime talent and high level role players, we had a parade. Okay, like I said, all those other losses, that was not Spo's fault. That's what the players' faults. But that's my thing. If we can get our hands on Fox, I think that's a very, very big. That's going to be a splash for real. Oh,
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
but then also too, what is the Houston Rockets like obsession with Jimmy Butler, Amir?
That makes no sense for them. The Warriors make the only sense to me. Not the only sense, but I mean, the Warriors make sense because they were 10 games above 500 last year. They dealt with their injuries and whatnot, but they're a team that has a top 6. What is Curry, do you think? I mean, at least last season, Curry was a top 5 player, right? Top 6 player.
Easy.
Ahead of KD and a few others still, like obviously, but they still have one of the best players, one of the best point guards of all time on their roster. Draymond's still Draymoning, right? Doing the same craps, his triple single, good defender. Like throwing in Jimmy in that mix could make sense. With the Rockets, though, they're super young. They're 2 stars, if you even want to call Jalen Green a star yet, is 22 years old, and Sengun is 22 years old. And then they have Jabari Smith Jr., who's like
But
22
I
years
don't
old.
want, but I don't want Jalen Green. I mean, he's a decent
He's
talent.
Tyler Hero Jr., bro. They're the
I
same
was
type
just
of
about to
player.
say, yeah. Well,
They're-
no, Jalen Green's he's like the black version in terms of he's more athletic. He can get to the rim.
I'd
But
rather
I
have
just
Jalen
don't.
Green. I'd rather have Jalen Green, but they're the same type of player, though, right? They're that type
Yes,
of.
yes,
They're
the
that
same type of
inconsistent,
player.
like high volume type
Yeah,
scoring threat, like that they don't play the best
much.
defense. They're not the best. I
Yeah,
mean, they're good rebounders for their size, but you know what I mean. They're not the best
yeah.
playmakers. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me because like, does the Rockets want to trade their youth just to get to the playoffs? Because Jamie will put them from the 9th seed, or no, they're the 11th seed. They barely missed the play in last season.
No, bro. Listen. If Jimmy goes there, that team's not doing anything.
No, they become like a 6th seed in the West. Cool. Okay,
Not even.
they
Not
can.
even.
They
They're not
can.
a. They were not even that last year.
Their team is so young. They shit the bed the last 2 weeks of the season. They were like competing with the Warriors for that play-in
Yeah, you're
spot,
right.
like, which is
You're
great
right.
for a team that's like completely rebuilding the last 3 years or whatever it is. So, but yeah, they're not going to do shit with Jimmy. So I don't know why. Let's get through the comments though real quick before we hop been on for a
My
while.
bad.
So Tano saying give Jovic minutes to Kashan and Ware. I mean, why not? He's got to get him somewhere, but I would rather have him from Thomas Bryant. When will Jovic mature enough to close games? It's about his defense, I would say, for sure. Sile Reyes says, bro, Jimmy literally sets the tone with the bench unit. Yeah, because the good thing what Spo's doing is he's staggering Jimmy and Bam at times when they both come off. One has to be on the court at all times, and we showed that today and against the Hornets. Against the Magic, there was times where they were both off, and we can't have that, Martel. So one of them has to be on the court with one of those units at all times. Tano says superstars don't let the game come to them; they insert themselves and be aggressive. That's facts. Payne Pritchard dropped 28 and Bam 12. Payne Pritchard had like 19 in that first
No, but I
half.
hate when people say that though, because like I said, those two individuals have two different. They have
Roles.
two different roles. Like all Peyton Pritchard has to do is worry about is scoring. He don't
Catch
have
and
to
shoot
play
threes.
defense. Yeah, he don't have to play defense. He doesn't have to rebound. That team is stacked. He doesn't have to play defense. Think about that. He doesn't even have to play defense because the people that are next to him is Derek White, Drew Holiday, Tatum, and Brown and Porzingis. He don't got to play no defense. All he has to worry about is shooting that ball.
He's a pest. Matthew says Jimmy had 23, 7 assists, 4 steals. That's a good game. I think he had 5 steals, actually. So, yes, Jimmy was great. Jimmy looks good the last 2 games. Now do it against good teams. The Bucks are 18 and 22 under Glenn Rivers. Wow. That's quite ridiculous. Van Lee says, good night, Trent. Trent is not here. Tano says, Jokic didn't struggle tonight, 40 and 10, while Bam, 12 and 10.
They
Joker
had
is
two different
amazing.
responsibilities, but yeah.
Yep. Chris P says, Triple J 3-point shot has improved. He's
Yes.
becoming
slightly.
he's becoming more focused on that and less tentative. He was tentative at times, but not tonight, which was good. He was open. When he was clearly open, he actually took the shot and didn't hesitate or pass it up, which I was happy about. Jalen Green is hooping. He was today for sure. Tano says this offense just isn't smooth. We're missing a true scorer that can get that 25 to 30 points per game on his own. That's true.
Hey, you know that we don't talk about that enough?
Which part?
About what he just said, because think about it. Nobody on this team could really get 30 like that.
Consistently, or at least every other game, like a KD or like an Ant Edwards or like a Booker
or
like,
exactly,
or even anybody. I mean, there's a lot of other players. So I don't know why I mentioned multiple Suns, but still, yeah, that's an issue. I mean, Zach LaVine's averaging like 25 right now, isn't he? I mean, he's probably gonna get hurt like in 2 weeks, but
that's the problem with those dudes. Like, yeah, they look good from afar, but then when they break down or whatever the case may be, it's like now you have a guy that's on your bench, making $50 million and he's not available. So it's like that's why it's so risky to trade for guys like that. Oh, but also too, I'm really looking at Trae Young. Trae Young's been balling as well.
Yeah, now that DeJounte's not there, he's got the ball. He's got the high usage now, which is insane. Tano saying I am a big Bam guy, but he's not what we're pushing him to be. He's not a superstar. We need that guy, and it'll also help Bam. That's why I really wanted Donovan Mitchell or Dame. I hear you, man. I agree with
Donovan Mitchell, he folded, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. And then Joe King says trade Jimmy. Not yet. We'll see what happens. But I think we should close out here. I think I'm done. Is there anything you want to end with, Martel?
Make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe.
Thank you so much for hopping on, Martel. Appreciate it.